Hello, welcome and welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this trendy extended peplum top. The upper part of this top is actually a cut together sleeve. In the description, there will be a link to the pattern of how to convert your basic bodice to a cut together sleeve. So right here, I have my pattern and I also have my fabric, 2 yards of fabric. Then I also have a zipper. To get started, I'm going to adjust the neckline. So you can use your desired neck depth or width. So I just wanted to adjust just the basic width of my neckline. And then I'm repeating same for the back. So it's either place it this way or use the tape and mark. Whatever works for you, do just that. After adjusting the neckline, I'm just going to cut. Now with this, I'm pretty much ready to cut on my fabric. Right here, I've cut and I've added zipper allowance to the back of the top and also hemming allowance, then all the stitching allowance. Just make sure you include that if your pattern doesn't have any. And the front is cut on fold while we have 2 pieces for the back. And I've also gone ahead to cut a facing for my necklines. So right here, I've overlocked my pieces. So I'm starting with sewing my dart. After sewing my dart, I'm going to stitch my facing. So I've added a fusible interface to my facing. So I'm going to do that for both the back and the front. So after stitching, so just go to the curve side and notch. So notching would help the facing to relax so that you can tip it over a bit. Just for a bonus, you can go ahead and understitch that, which is quite beautiful. So assuming you've gotten that done for the front, do same for the back. If you notice, I didn't stitch my zipper allowance. I left it open because I'm hoping to install a zipper and have a cleaner finishing. So I'm going to finish that up after installing my zipper. Right now, I'm going to place my back right side facing to the front and I'm going to go ahead and join them along the shoulder. So just make sure that you match the neckline properly and just flip your facing this way and you stitch using your seaming allowance. And do same for the other side as well. After joining it at the shoulder, it's time to finish off the blouse. So to finish the blouse length, just know that your blouse length is as a result of your shoulder to waist measurement and from your waist to your desired length. So now to complete that, I have a fabric here. So remember that it's an extended peplum. So you can make this as long as you want. I have the front here on fold and when opened up is 68 inches. That's 64 inches on fold. When you open it, it's 68 inches. For the back, I have that plus my zipper allowance. So whatever you have for the front, make sure that you add zipper allowance to the back piece and make sure that you're having 2 pieces for the back. There's something I want to just put quickly there. Instead of leaving this like this straight, you would want to make it differently. Since the back is not straight, like the way I did right here, you would want to curve it a little bit. So your zipper allowance, you can add about 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch to the down part and just have it slightly curved. So it's going to fit more nicely. Just my opinion. Back to tutorial. That was for the width of the peplum. So now for the height of the peplum. It should be from your waist to where you want your blouse to stop. Plus hemming allowance. Make sure that you add hemming allowance. I use 2 inch hemming allowance. The reason is I'm hemming with 1 inch. I'm aiming with 1 inch at the top and at the bottom. To join the upper bodice to the peplum part, I'm just going to notch the middle of the upper bodice and as well as the peplum part. So just notch the middle of the center front of the peplum. Already the back is 2 pieces. So you want to note the middle. So you're going to stitch the peplum to the upper bodice. So when you're stitching, note to stitch using your seaming allowance on the upper bodice. I use 1/2 inch for the upper, while the peplum I have 1 inch there. You can trim it off before you stitch, or you stitch then you trim it off after, but make sure you don't trim it totally. That 1 inch will come in handy. And repeat same for the back. So here is what I mean. You can see the extra that I have about half an inch hanging there. So now let's move ahead and close the side of my blouse. Now watch how I'm going to close the side. So I'm going to stitch it from that hammer place down and stop at the waist area. And I'm doing same for both sides. Stop at the waist area. So now if you have stitched and stop at the waist area, it's time to place your peplum right side facing as well. Just the same way. Now you know where your stitching stop at the waist area. Just get 2 inches stitching just by the side. So just stitch 2 inches from where it stops at the waistline to the side. After which I will go ahead and join my zipper. So after stitching the zipper, do well to hem. So I'm going to hem mine, and I'm also going to hem my sleeve area. So now after stitching and hemming, the peplum is ready. So don't forget, this stitching the side is optional, but I would advise you do about 2 inch stitching from the waistline, 2 inch to the side of the peplum. And also you can trim down this excess allowance we have here, but if you overlocked it, very good. But trust me, it helps with the hemming. So I paired the peplum top with a half circle skirt, and there will also be a link in the description box on how to make a half circle skirt in case you're interested in making a skirt for your peplum top as well. Thank you for watching and see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.